We're going to start with the nation. 100% pay rise likely for striking varsity teachers. Federal government silent as marketers hike petrol pump price. Makinde inaugurates Lawal as deputy. Tinubu to present Shetima tomorrow. Nigeria Netherlands signed pact on food security. Government kills soldier, 9 others in Plateau and Imo State. And aero contractor suspends flights. Okay, which story are we starting with?
So according to the reports in the nation, not exactly factual, concrete yet, but the federal government is looking. They said the president himself has decided to meet with ASU. He has decided to wade into this issue with ASU, and I'm grateful for that because we were here calling out that the president has not spoken directly with them and he has left them to his ministers. But this report says that the president is looking at negotiating with them, also looking at the report by the Briggs committee. I'm trying to remember the name of that committee exactly. But then they're looking at how they will come into this matter, and they're looking at almost 100% pay rise likely to settle on their with ASU. According to the source, it says that the federal government and ASU may reach an amicable agreement in a short time. So far, the government may concede 100% salary increase for the striking lecturers. This is a key part of the ongoing review of the 2009 federal government and ASU agreement. And I'm hoping that this is done. And, this brings...
Right.
Because the Briggs committee was saying a 180% pay rise, but the federal government is doing 100. At least that was
something.
Tension.
Okay, so there's a bit of confusion within the oil marketers because right now many of the regulators are silent over the recent pump prices by various gas stations, petrol stations. So the marketers are complaining that the landing cost per petrol is about 170 naira to the liter, and they're having difficulties selling at the approved price, which is about 148 naira. Although some people are already paying, some people are already selling at 162, 165 naira in various parts of the state. Others are selling at 200 naira. But the nation tried to reach out to many of the regulators, including IPMAN, NNPC, NPD, PR, and others, and none of them was able to confirm what the agreed new pump price should be. So people are just doing what they want to do across the board, and that's what the report says.
So these Sun reports should be carefully taken. I wanted to take it in the Sun. The Sun reports that NNPC increases petrol pump price to 179 naira per litre. Okay. And they took it factually. They said that the NNPC are looking at an upward review of the pump price starting today. Okay, well, and so they are saying that they've already given notice. In this report, yes. They said they've already given notice to marketers across the country on this new increase. According to the
nation, it says the NNPC spokesman, Malam Garba Din Mohammed, did not respond to all the questions concerning this pump price. So there was nothing official at the time of this report.
They had even tried to engage the GMD as well. Yeah. I bought a petrol yesterday at over 170 sharp.
It's fair at 170. There's a filling station at Alaki that's selling at 200 naira per litre.
Okay, let us move on.
Yes. So the federal government and the Netherlands Development Agency have signed an MOU, and this was this is to enable us achieve what we call our policy of grow what you eat and eat what we grow. The Minister for State Budget and National Planning, Mr. Clem Agba, says that this was an important collaboration to have because the Netherlands have been known to do this for themselves, and this is something that they're trying to encourage, that this partnership will help them encourage our local farmers with techniques and resources, to do better, to be able to produce more food for our country, so we're able to consume the things that will be produced. The minister that while the Netherlands Development Agency says that they're already doing work in Ghana, so what this will mean is that they'll just expand what they're doing to Nigeria, and then hopefully we'll see some change and improvement when it comes to food production in Nigeria.
Moving on now to the Punch. Adelekes camp worries over litigation woos PDP faction. Shanties shops raise as fire guts Lagos sawmill. Fans mourn deaths of Nollywood actresses Ame and Onayiga. Oh, that's true. We forgot to mention that too.
I think she too has been on our show before.
Been on that show very well.
Yeah.
Power supply to drop again. TCN alerts Nigerians. Flood. Ogun residents flee homes, decry government's neglect. Lagos court jails businessman 60 years for fraud. ASU meets August 1st, strike enters 155th day. FG, UN to identify terrorist criminals at airports. NLC dares police, says protest notification unnecessary. Consumers pay 193 billion naira to discos amid blackout, says report. Okay.
ASU, so the National Executive Council of Striking ASU have said that they've scheduled a meeting in the first week of August. In fact, they gave the date. They said it will either hold on the 30th of July or the 1st of August this year. And it's for them to finally make a decision that will determine whether they will suspend or continue with the strike, which has entered 155th day as of yesterday, so 156th day as of today. Many stakeholders, of course, are adding their voice to this situation. We have the NUC, and I would like to read what they said. So the NUC is calling on ASU to sort of rethink this strike. Here, they say the Commission's Executive Secretary, Professor Abubakar Rashid, said, our universities have been confronted with uncertainties due to this unfortunate strike. ASU is in a 6-month, and as Vice-Chancellors, we know the negative consequences of the prolonged closure of universities. We know what it means in terms of effect on the economy of the nation, in terms of our institutional reputation and the future of our youth. University education is fundamental to success and nation's economy, and so forth, and so on and so forth. So I hope that when they finally have this meeting, somehow we can have our children back in school.
Okay, any other story?
Yeah,
just
Spikey.
I wanted to take the...
Okay, go ahead, the fire.
So the fire happened again at the Butemeta Okubaba market, Plank Market yesterday. And according to the reports, no life was lost. All the rescue agencies, emergency agencies, responded to this fire. But again, as usual in all reports, they will say the hoodlums were preventing the, killing of this fire. Every time they're trying to access that area, whenever there's a fire in that area, hoodlums will come in and try to prevent. I don't understand why this happens continuously every time. If there's a fire, the fire agencies come, let them go in and rescue people and, prevent whatever, and so much, as much as possible. Which one be hoodlum? Do we need to now carry security agents again to go and
that's the job of the local government. The local government must continually sensitize the people in times of danger, emergencies, allow the security operatives to come in and do their job. You just keep allowing these people to do...
They are meant to help instead of being nuisance.
Exactly. Okay, I was going to take the story. Why can you have a story?
Yeah, the residents of the Okeafa community in Magboro area of Ogun State, they are expressing their frustration about the flood in their area. And there's this particular lady, her name is Ifoma. She said that she was in the house when she saw a snake, a big black snake. Can you imagine? Oh. It's a water, it comes with the water.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was the neighbors, her husband wasn't in, so it was the neighbors that came in and helped her kill the snake. And she, at that point, she just carried her bag and baggage and she has moved to her sister's place.
Of course, so.
Eh?
Go ahead.
Bag and baggage.
And with her children, she has moved.
Yeah,
and people in the community are saying they're not going to vote. That if this is what they are going to be, because it started from Amosun's time. When Amosu promised to do it, he didn't do anything. When Dr. Abiodun now came, that one said, I will do it. Letter. I said, yes, as soon as I come in, I will do it. Now, they have written letter, nothing has happened, so they are not even voting again. Okay,
that's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So there's a story in The Punch that caught my attention and really also upsets me a bit because the major headline says, NLC dares police, says protest notification necessary. And that's completely different from what the article actually says. So what happened is that NLC is planning to have a protest on July 26th and 27th, obviously to put pressure on the federal government to succumb to ASU's request. So Punch approached the first PRO in Abuja, and he said, in his exact words, we advise the organized labor to notify the police so that the force can deploy security. It's always advisable to inform the police, give us the route so we can protect you, so that hoodlums doesn't hijack your protest, and that we're sure that the citizens are protesting. That's what the false PRO said. By the time the Punch reporter spoke to NLC to confirm, what he was communicating to the NLC, according to him also, says that responding to the police's demand, that's what he was telling. So obviously when he was talking to NLC, saying that the police are demanding. So in responding to their demand, which wasn't a demand, it was an advice, saying that, and so obviously saying that NLC was saying that they're not legally obligated. Yes, it's not, we're not asking you, it's not legal. The police is not saying that you're legally obligated, just saying it's advisable to inform us so we can protect you. It's important that media houses couch these words because these are things that inflate, aggravate, incite people's anger. So you come on the air and say NLC dares police. Who's daring who here? On what basis? It's just really ridiculous. Moving on now to Daily Sun. 2023, CAN directs Christians on candidates to reject. NNPC increases petrol pump price to 175 naira to the litre. Protests as gunmen kill 7 wedding guests in Imo. Aftermath of Kuje prison attack, Kyari others seek fresh bail. US-UK hailed Oshunguba elections. Strike, federal government ASU meets resumes negotiation. And tears as Nollywood loses 2 top actresses in a day. Okay, which other story are we taking in there?
Yeah, I have this story. So, protest erupted yesterday in Otulu community in Oru East Council area of Imo State. This is following the killing of 7 youths by gunmen alleged to be Ebu Beagu security. So the President General of the community, his name is Nnamdi Agbo, he alleged that Ebu Beagu vigilante outfit opened fire on these youths. These youths were actually wedding guests. They had gone for a wedding and they were on their way home at about 7 p.m. when they were shot at. 7 of them died. A few of them were injured critically and in hospital. One wasn't slightly injured and has been released. And so, of course, the people are very upset. They don't understand why their people will be attacked like that. And they said that they have reported to the police as well as to the representative at the National Assembly concerning what has happened, and police says that they're going to investigate it. There are also a few names that were mentioned here that have been arrested in connection to this killing. The names of those who were killed also have been listed here. May their souls rest in peace, and we hope that we find, what may have happened, because this security vigilante outfit is meant to protect people. Was this a case of not recognizing that these were indigents of the community?
State police.
Just state policing.
Right.
It's your state police.
Well, we need to train everyone properly.
Okay, any other stories in town? I was going to take the story, CAN. CAN is speaking loud and clear. So they issued a circular saying that Nigerians, all Nigerians should not allow their members to vote for any presidential candidate with links to hard drugs, Boko Haram, or any violent religious groups. They're advising their members to look for competence and people who are candidates who are honest, truthfulness, respect for the rule of law, respect for religious and ethnic diversity, compassionate, disciplined, and credible. And this circular was sent to all the churches across the country, and many of the pastors. There was one actually. She did a video, pastor. I can't remember her name. She did a video reiterating what CAN is saying, and obviously they're trying to they ensure that everybody within that group votes a certain kind of candidates. And it's not the first time CAN is doing this, because usually they always tell us, but they didn't specifically say which candidate to vote for, which is a good thing. I was hoping they wouldn't say that. But they're very clear that we must ensure that whoever comes in is honest and truthful and ready to take Nigeria forward. Any other story in Daily Sun? Should we move on? Okay, nobody has the protest of 7 women.
Ideas.
Just a story. Moving on to Vanguard. ASU unions to shut banks, airports, others over strike. Peter Obi, Truth by Chuks Iluegbona. We have conducted major investigation on the individuals financing Boko Haram, says federal government. Passengers stranded as aero contractors suspends flight operations indefinitely. INEC still in talks with CBN over shortage of election material, says Festus Okoye. Kuje prison attack, DCP Kyari begs for deep bail as NDLEA calls first witness. Oyo lawmakers impeach deputy governor. Cultism probe hip-hop artist Portable over formation of 1 million boys. IG orders Lagos Commissioner of Police. And Oshunpol Oyinlola Okowa Saraki and the untold story of Adeleke's victory. Which story are we doing?
Aero contractors.
Yes.
Aero contractors have suspended flights indefinitely starting tomorrow, Wednesday, the 20th of July. And according to this report, this is as other flights, other airlines are saying that there will be delays on their flights across the country. But this report says is due to management. According to them, they say it's due to management issue within aero contractors. Aero contractors is one of the oldest flights within the airlines within the country, and this comes as a cause of worry for most of us. The decision is taken due to facts that most of our aircrafts are currently undergoing maintenance, as according to their own side of the report. They're saying that it's due to the maintenance that is happening across all their planes, resulting in their inability to offer a seamless, efficient service to our esteemed customers. I'm hoping that that is true and that is just based on maintenance, so that we know that it's not indefinite, but they will come back. But if it is indefinite as reported, there's more to it.
Okay.
So the Kuje prison attack, the Abba Kyari, has begged the court to grant him bail as he's afraid for his life. He says that when according to the papers, when the attack happened on the Kuje prisons, the terrorists were asking, where is Kyari's cell? Where is Kyari's cell? That a lot of the people that are there are people that him and his team had put in jail. Yeah. So he fears for his life, so they should please grant him the bail. Meanwhile, NDLA have started, they started the case also yesterday against him, and they brought in their first witness. What was her name? Anyway, I don't...
Okay, so, we always talk about...
Mrs. Patricia Afolabi.
Yeah.
So their first witness.
Okay, oh, please, go ahead.
No, I didn't get it. I said, I've been waiting.
Yeah, I've been waiting, because when I saw the headline, I thought that I would see some interesting information.
Oh, no.
So, we've been waiting for this list from the federal government.
Forever.
Because they keep telling us that they have the list of Boko Haram financiers. So I read the article hoping that I'll see some kind of indication. But what the article is saying in a nutshell, I think, was the spokesperson, director of the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, Mr. Muiwa Jida, was attending an event, and he was saying that the research of the investigation on Boko Haram has gotten to its advanced stage, and they've involved about 28 countries who are giving them information. And right now, it has really reached advanced. If I said the position is that an investigation has reached advanced stage, as I said, and that the government will make statements in direction and in due time release the names of the sponsors. We've been waiting for this due time. Maybe pass.
Remember they were asking me, did you take this story? And I said, there will be nothing inside.
I am telling you, I thought that they will give us some indication. So in due time. I don't know what in due time means. Maybe when Buhari leaves the office.
It will be when, this is how many years now?
Less
since the Dubai arrested some people and locked them up.
In due time, they release.
The other guy that said he had, we created the cult group 1 Million Boys.
Oh, that clown.
Terrorized Ajah. What's his name?
Portable. His real name is, let me tell you his real name. Habeeb Okikiola.
Good. But the IG of police, Akali Baba Usman, has directed the commissioner of police in Lagos State to quickly fetch him out. And, because he doesn't know how serious those
what did the guy say? I was seeing the video.
He's come back to say, I did not mean it to. I mean 1 million followers on TikTok or one of these apps.
Gosh.
But me, I'm worried. I'm worried that might just be with the substance of truth, and I hope that the investigation...
There's no smoke without fire.
Properly.
Well, it's too small to create call groups now. Who is he? He's Cult group has been there for how many years?
If he says he did, let us find out.
During COVID, there was the 1 million boys.
Yes.
That was...
They were doing all sorts of things.
So that's why the police are interested in him. They want to investigate.
Is there any story? You have to run.
It just...
Any point in Tribune?
In Tribune.
Let me move very quickly. Let's find a story not taking. Zamfara government suspend Emir over turbaning of bandits as title holder.
I think that's one of our hot
important to take that story. Last week Saturday there was the Emir turbaned a notorious bandit, Serkin Fulani. Over 100 bandits were there at the ceremony. The governor of the state has quickly thrown out or suspended the Emir. That's really bad. It's sending a very strong message.
I'm worried, though.
A committee has been put in place to investigate
But that was
why
notorious.
this happened and how it happened.
Wait, but do they have
think
bandits
it's a
on their
hot
head that I am a bandit? How do you know they are bandits?
It's
they're
a hot
well-known.
topic. It's a hot
It's a
topic.
hot topic. How do you know they are bandits?
I think it's our hot
There's
topic.
a virus in Ghana now. I'm hoping it
You have
doesn't
to-
get
yeah,
here.
go ahead.
There's a serious virus. The Marburg virus has been discovered in Ghana. 98 people have been quarantined, and some people have already died due to these 2 cases. And they've investigated and said this virus is now in
And
Ghana.
it's similar to
right.
Ebola.
Similar to Ebola.
Whoa.
Ghana is just
Very
next
careful.
door.
Yes.
I'm not going out again.
Now, not get
telling
bored
you.
down.
Let's go on a break. We'll be right
Need a
back.
bubble to live in.
Schmidt.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.